Good Thursday morning to you. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. You're looking at Lake Champlain, the WCAX webcam, looking across Lake Champlain at the Adirondack Mountains, and a little bit of sunshine out there. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com. They represent 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. And you can see the mean wave trough here that stretches basically its higher amplitude down in the southern part of the U.S. And this trough of lower pressure is kind of pushing up a flat ridge, and that flat ridge is forcing warmer conditions to move into all of New England. These 40s are going to be here this afternoon after some cooler temperatures get moved on out. We have a rainstorm, of course, out ahead of that, and it's mainly producing all the rain here in the green dots, the green raindrops. And then, of course, we have a little bit of snow and a little strip of clearing skies, and this is starting to work on in. We're going to see more sunshine later on this afternoon. And here's the current temperatures and the current cloud cover, a little bit more sunshine working on in. Let's take a look at the computer modeling. So you can see that rain that's falling down in the southeast United States, and a little bit of snow shower activity associated with that weak system that's to the north of the Great Lakes that's pushing away from Vermont, so we're not looking at any issues there. However, you can see that rain just on this sort of flat ridge, and these are highly unpredictable situations when you have a ridge of higher pressure and you get this sort of jet stream sort of stretched out, elongated precipitation pattern. Basically, this is a freezing rain signature, typical freezing rain signature with a ridge like that. However, it's going to stay to the south. It's a very close call. So carrying that a little bit further, this is valid about 03Z Saturday. That's 10 o'clock Friday night. And you can see just a little bit of precipitation go right back there. If you look at the Champlain Valley, just a small area of green there. And then we have this secondary bit of jet stream energy that's spinning up an area of low pressure. Colder air is starting to circulate in on this backside. And it's one that's going to be forcing some precipitation into the region, but probably not until along about Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. And this is about 10 o'clock Saturday evening. That would be 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. So you can see that snow there, and it becomes a nor'easter. It develops into kind of a secondary low, and then it instead of the low pulling to the north and east, the area of low pressure pulls away, and that means this will be a briefer little shot of snow, as you can see there. So just covering that one more time, you can see that's basically the scenario here. So with the ridge of higher pressure, it's kind of weak as it is. It's going to push away and end the precipitation, it looks like, during the afternoon hours, later in the afternoon on Sunday, and then that carries over through Sunday night. And then we have this other weak weather system here. It looks like a kind of a weak warm front. And that's going to introduce more scattered snow showers and flurries, very light precipitation. And as that moves on through, we get a ridge of higher pressure that lands on us on Tuesday. That's going to last all day long, and that'll set up the next weather system moving on in. You can see it's a little bit colder here. Latest indications on this is pretty long range, so not really 100% settled on this, but right now it looks like it's going to be mainly snow. It could even be kind of a little bit of wet snow in southern parts of Vermont. Stay tuned. It could have mixed precipitation, but that puppy kind of heads more or less to the north and east. Looking at the GFS ensemble, you can see mainly two weather systems that are producing precipitation. This one here and the next one there. This is the system that's going to be coming in over the weekend, and then this is the Wednesday system next week. So you kind of get, there's a little bit of a minor. So just some scanty precipitation here. And then this is the system for basically Tuesday night into Wednesday. Indications are that some of the outlier plumes here are indicating maybe a little bit healthier amounts of precipitation. Let's take a look at the total QPF. Looks like this. So we're talking basically 4 to 5/10 of an inch of precip, and probably about similar, another 4 to 5/10 of an inch of precipitation, as shown by the GFS ensemble. Let's go over to precipitation type, and this kind of shows the deal here. Maybe a little bit of a mix here, primarily rain, and then the next weather system over the weekend, snow, much better chances for snow, and then you can see maybe a little bit of mixed precipitation with some rain also indicated in the middle of that next system that's going to work through on Wednesday. And this is the overall temperature scenario, so let's take a look at the 850 hectopascal temperatures. And this would indicate hardly any rainfall, but we know that that is not the truth. This is the way the GFS ensemble is showing that. And then beyond that, let's take a look at the total snow. So we're talking generally 4 inches, according to this. This is centered on Barre Montpelier, KMPV. And then also we would see maybe as much as you put the two storms together, talking somewhere between 8 and 10 inches, and that's why there's a possibility we could have a big snow out of this. We'll have to wait and see. So pretty much across the country, from really coast to coast, except for the little bit of the desert southwest here, we're looking at above normal temperatures, and you might notice that the Arctic is now cooled off. In fact, it's really cold over Greenland. We're looking at below normal in temperature, and that's quite something when it's that cold and that below normal. Again, also in the vicinity of Alaska. This has been the case over the last couple of weeks, I think. And what's going on here is the polar vortex is spinning. So if you can envision this, it's taking a lot of Pacific air and then driving it east across the country. And that is a very warm scenario. When we have these kind of temperatures over the Arctic, we have blocking high pressure. It weakens the polar vortex, and a lot of the colder air then comes down into the lower latitudes and so forth. But this is not the case. 7-day total QPF for the Weather Prediction Center shows that you can see one big train of precipitation. Here's another one. Most of this goes off to the south of us, but we're going to get clipped by that system over the weekend, and again, it's a little heavier further off to the south. In terms of weighted temperature, you can see how warm it is. We're well above normal for this time of year. Even up in the Canadian prairies, we're running about 15 to almost 25 degrees above normal. Here in Vermont, of course, we're running about 6 degrees, 7 to 8 degrees above normal. And about 3 days later, this is how it looks. Still above normal, but we've made some inroads where some colder air has come into the west. Last but not least, I'm going to give you kind of a heads up on how the last year is worked on out. So these are the counties of Vermont, and we'll focus on, for the heck of it, we'll just do Chittenden County. So Chittenden County right now is over the last, this is month to date, of course, only 2 days in data. And the last 30 days, 60 days, 2 months, 3 months, and so forth. So if you go back the last couple of months, really below normal in precipitation until, at least at Burlington, until you get into Chittenden County here, that's what we're looking at. You can see that it was above normal over the last 3 months, the last 6 months, and so forth, year to date. And we're looking at 365 days, pretty similar. And then the water year, which goes back into July. So you kind of get the picture there. So running this back, you can see the various counties here, so Addison, Bennington, and so forth, in with Windham and Windsor County. That's it from here, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.